Today we are going to discuss about foundation construction errors or the bad foundation construction practices. In these discussions, we are concentrating on the foundation construction procedures and mistakes we made during the construction and how we can make those errors corrected. As you can see in this figure, there is some kind of a bad footing. So you can clearly see this length is not equal to this. So as we observe there is no issue in construct at the center of the footing. So they should have constructed the footing at the center, but due to an error they have not placed the column at the center. This kind of a construction, there will be eccentricity developed in the footings. That's not good. Whenever it is possible to construct column at the center, we have to do that. This is kind of an error that have made by the contractor. Therefore we have to make sure we have to do the setting out correctly before placing the columns. Here there is a improper compaction in the concrete. As you can see here, the fill are visible to naked eye. That is because of this improper compaction of the concrete. They have poured the concrete and they have not done the compaction correct. Those kind of issues will affect the durability of the structure. Also, it could affect the strength of the concrete. Improper compaction could lead to low compressive strength of the concrete. With that, there may be structural failure, there may be durability issues. Therefore, you have to do the compaction of concrete correctly and adequately. This is another kind of a issue in the construction of foundations. This is a rubble foundation, as you can see. Now there are so many cavities in the foundation, so they are very huge. If you do the rubble foundation construction this manner, there will be definitely issue. Improperly bond will be there. When the loads are applied on the rubble foundation, there may be settlement in the foundation. Therefore, we have to keep in mind when you're doing the construction, you have to put the mortar wherever required. As you can see here, the so many cavities, and this is purely failure of the contractor. They have not supervised the construction work properly. If they have done it properly, they should have filled these gaps with the mortar. As you can see here, there are very large cavities in properly constructed areas. You can see here so many issues there. This could lead to failure of the structure. If it is single story building, there may be a cracks. Once you put the load, there will be issues in the structure. Therefore, you have to properly fill these gaps with mortar. As you can see here, they have put the mortar there, but they haven't put the mortar here. Therefore, we have to properly fill the gap between bubbles in the foundation. Same issue is you can see here also. There are so many cavities in the rubble foundation wall. They have not properly done. They have not placed the screed even. You can see this is soil, very loose soil. On the top of that, they are doing the construction of the foundation. This is a really bad construction and improper supervision. And also you can see the depth of the foundation. It's not adequate because it's on the top soil. They are doing the construction. It's not good. There may be some roots and inorganic soil. With the time, this soil will be deteriorated. With that, there may be settlements in the foundations. Therefore, we have to do the construction properly according to the structural drawings, and also you have to follow the general construction norms during the construction. Here you can see the width of the foundation. It's very small width is there, so you don't even have a space to place the rubble. You can see here they have put it outside the excavated trench. So in the top you have a higher width, but at the bottom you have a lesser width. This is kind of a error or the mistake that have done intentionally. This is intentional error, because if we know width of the foundation is this much, they have to cut this trench from the same width. Therefore you have to be careful when doing the construction. Also we have to keep in mind to do the supervision adequately. Worker may not be aware of the technical requirements. Therefore we have to be alert during the construction to avoid these kind of issues. There are big issues in this construction. Now as you can see here, there is a well here, so you can see column construction here, and here the foundation is gone into the well also. So what will happen if this structure build like this? Now here you have well, also it's not properly built. you can see it's made with brick. So when the column load will be applied there, this well will be shifted or the moved this way. There will be a settlement in the foundation. Also, this building is interact with the well, so there will be issues to this area as well. Then definitely there will be a settlement in this structure. This settlement could even lead to collapse of the part of this structure. Therefore, we have to be careful about the ground conditions. We have to assess these conditions, and we have to do the construction under correct supervision of an engineer or qualified technical person. Here there are two main issues. One is the depth of the foundation. As you can see here, very small depth like 6 inch they have constructed. But when you look at the height of the retaining wall, so if you do this much of a retaining wall here, if this depth is not adequate, there is a possibility of overturning. That is because of not adequate weight of the wall to bear the load, and also there will be no adequate depth to avoid sliding. In addition, with this pressure, when you fill this soil up to this level, there will be a very high pressure on the rubble foundations. If you are not constructed it properly, if depth is not adequate, there will be a movement in the lateral direction. So rubble wall could fail due to this kind of a constructions. In addition, you can see here very high soil fill is there. They have not compacted it, just they have filled it there. This also not good practice. You have to fill the soil properly. You have to do the compaction properly. So generally up to, you may fill up to 300 millimeter, then you do the compaction, then again you fill again another 300 millimeter, then you do the compaction. Likewise, we have to repeat this process. You don't, or you should not fill whole thing once and do the compaction only once. That is not the correct practice. And also, if you do that way, there will be an issue. There will be settlement in the ground floor slab. Ground slab will be constructed on the soil, that is floating slab will be there. Then when the soil is settled, the slab will be settled, then it will affect to the finishes of the ground floor, like tile crackings. There may be excessive gaps in the structure and the floor slab. Those things will be there. Therefore, we have to be very careful in the construction of ground slabs. We have to avoid these kind of errors. We have to do the construction correctly. With that, we end the today discussion. We today discuss about foundation construction issues or the bad foundation construction practices. So we meet again from new video. Thank you very much for watching our videos.